Yet, if we look throughout the ages, the masters never tell us to come back. They recognize they're not teaching us in the first place, that we are simply allowing ourselves to learn in the presence of being exposed to that consciousness, that our true mastery evolves in the silence of our own minds. Besides, they don't want us to come back. They know that they'll always be the new student as long as there's truth to be taught. And I think that, again, today, our teachers, the majority of them are not masters, and they either don't know this or they don't want us to know this. But we cannot wait any longer. Just as you on your shows are regularly bringing consciousness and light and understanding to people, it's time for us to become the teachers of the teachers. It's time for us to become the light that lets others see the way. And when a light on a candle lights another candle, lights another candle, tell me something, do you ever really see that flame doing a technique? And of course not. What happens is that flame simply stands in its own presence and consciousness of who and what it is. And in that center, in that point, it inspires the flame of the next candle to ignite. And for us to truly bring a new level of healing, we have to allow ourselves to transcend the training wheels of techniques and allow ourselves to simply become the healing itself and therefore inspire that healing in each and every person with whom we interact.
When you do a healing, Eric, are you exhausted when it's done, or are you energized?
I'm just centered and present. Energized from it. I'm excited as I see the healing take place. So maybe that's what I tend to attribute an energized state in coming from. But exhausted, no, because, again, when a candle lights another candle, does it deplete the flame?
No.
Right.
No.
And when we allow ourselves to be present, there's nothing to be tired or exhausted from. But that is that's an excellent question. That's one of the questions or one of the concepts we've been given that unfortunately contributes to people preying on those people in the healing field and saying, you have to be careful not to get exhausted. Wear this, it will protect you from depleting your energy.
Right, exactly.
Well, the real thing is, let's put this on a more mundane, a more earthly level. Our energy healing techniques are like training wheels on a bicycle. Now, the fact is, if you have a very small child who wants to climb up onto a very large bicycle, there are very few things in the world with more value at that moment than a good set of training wheels. They help your child learn how to discover his or her sense of balance without coming home bleeding, broken, bruised, and crying.
And a helmet.
Right, and the helmet. Right. Now, the point is, the helmet is a different thing because that's a safety procedure. So let's stay on training wheels just for a sec. Now, the point is, George, when you see that child has maxed his or her potential for discovering their balance with the training wheel, when you see that they've mastered the bicycle with training wheels, then you, as the, adult who sees the larger picture, what do? You step in. Right, and you remove them.
You remove them, and you hold that bike, and you push them, and off they go. You hope.
Right. You take off the training wheels after they've mastered the bicycle with training wheels so that they can master the bicycle itself. Correct?
Yep.
Now, if you've put the training wheels back on, they're going to wobble around and have more of a tendency to fall. The training wheels must come off. But if you weren't around, it's very easy for that child to say, hey, these training wheels are pretty cool. I'm not falling down. I'm not getting hurt. I'm not doing as well as my friends, though. So if these training wheels helped, maybe another set will help me more. And they'll march the bicycle down to the training wheel shop, and the shopkeeper who sells you training wheels will be more than happy to sell your kid a second set of training wheels. Right, so you come home one afternoon, and there's your kid with your set of training wheels and the 24-karat gold set that costs them 10 times as much.
Exactly.
And a few days later, you see them, they added the set that makes little beeping sounds, and the following week, they add the ultra deluxe set that shoots infrared light beams out, and they have to wear the special glasses to see the light beams so they can see when they're losing their balance. And one day, here's this kid riding down the street on a bicycle with 12 sets of training wheels.
He's 20 years old.
Right. With good old lunchbox with Mickey Mouse on it, right? But, 12 sets of training wheels, mastered the bicycle with training wheels, probably taught a dozen or two, of their closest friends how to master the bicycle with training wheels, gave them little certificates, and they all have their pink little business cards with the rainbows and the fairies that list the different training wheels that they've mastered, and yet none of them have mastered the bicycle itself, and none of them ever will until the training wheels come off. This is what our energy healing techniques are doing to us today. The fact is, the gift of the training wheels come only in their transcendence. And what the masters have always understood and taught us is the gift of the technique itself comes only in its transcendence. The technique is the glass ceiling. It's the limitation. It brings us closer to becoming true healers, but it is also the limitation that we have to transcend in order to access the gift of being who we are.
Do you ever get that person in that session, throughout the many who are gung-ho for this and excited about it and everything else, do you ever get that person who doesn't take those training wheels off, who simply says, this is not going to work for me, I don't know what I'm doing here? Do you win him over?
You mean someone in
a session
trying to learn the work who's not willing to let go of their tech? Of course. I mean, there are only a few that dare to open their eyes, and many who do become blinded by what they see. We are everything. See, we're being given, as time is opening up and expanding, as consciousness is opening up and expanding, the universe is giving us a higher level of gift for meeting a higher level of challenge. The gift today is that we can access a far more comprehensive level of healing and transcend our energy healing techniques. The challenge, the flip side of the coin, is that in order to access this gift, we have to transcend our energy healing techniques. It's the front and the back of a coin, and many people do try to figure out all day a way to deeply deposit the entire coin, but only the front side of it. You actually have to meet the challenge to gain the gift. So what we found in some of the research and what we found clinically more dramatically is that once you learn reconnective healing, you are able to access a full level of healing, and there is no one on this planet that can do more or better than that. In other words, by the end of this weekend, you're able to do anything and everything that I can do, and by the end of this weekend, you're able to facilitate any level of healing that any human being on this planet can access. And yet, some people, their egos want to change the work. They want to try to make it about them, so they want to call it, by their own name, or they want to add this or add that to it. And each time they do that, we see that the healing level drops down. In other words, if you're a master or grandmaster at any given healing technique, once you learn how to access the spectrum of healing that takes us beyond energy, you can use your techniques, and they'll be much more effective than they are now. But you won't be able to get the full level of healing that the practitioners are able to reach who have removed the training wheels completely, who have taken off the techniques and bring about these healings in children from cerebral palsy or epilepsy or other things. Instantaneously, it will just be a better form of Reiki.
Can you use this to heal yourself?
Sure. Intentionally and unintentionally.
Let's explain both of those when we come back, Eric.
Okay.
Our guest tonight, Dr. Eric Pearl, his work, The Reconnection, Heal Others, Heal Yourself. By the way, his website is thereconnection.com. Here is a toll-free number, by the way. Interested in his book? It's 888-374-2732. And with our special guest tonight, Dr. Eric Pearl, next hour we'll open up the phone lines, give you an opportunity to chat with him. But I've got lots to talk with him about when we come right back on Coast to Coast AM. And welcome back to Coast. Eric, there's got to be evil out there somewhere in this universe. We believe that. Does that affect this healing principle at all?
I think the only evil I can think of right now are leisure suits and flood pants.